Hey everybody, this is Kevin and friends. I got my co-host Eric Mojica. We have about the part two of the cousin conversation. What's good,
Cousin
Eric?
Chat Part 2. Man, living the dream. How are you?
I'm all right. Can't complain. Can't complain. So,
So,
how's your day going? How's your day going?
it's not bad. I woke up this morning, so every morning I wake up is a good day. We talked about last week where you got off to, like, what you got up to when you disappeared on all this, my bachelor party in Vegas.
Yeah.
So, starting with the
So
food.
the food, of course. Started with that. Okay, we gonna talk about this restaurant thing, right? It's
Okay.
this whole idea. Me ordering this chicken.
Oh,
There's not a
no.
one. Look, listen. Hear me
All
out.
right.
I've been to quite a few those steakhouses. They all like taste the same. It's not okay. They all similar. They don't all taste the same, but they're very similar. I can't justify paying that much for a steak when I
Okay.
had a
No.
$100 steak, a $2 steak.
What you're
I
not
was like,
about
I'm
to
not
do.
doing it. So what I did at
First of
my
all,
regular chicken fries.
the chicken. First
You
of
can't beat it. You know it's gonna
I
be
mean,
good. You know it's
I'm
gonna
sure
be
the chicken
fry.
was I'm sure the chicken was very
It was
good.
amazing. It was
But like,
amazing.
first of all, you're not going to compare your run-of-the-mill Longhorn Steakhouse to Jean Georges.
I don't know. I don't compare Longhorn up there. I'm saying like a nice, like
Okay,
if you've
okay,
been to.
you're not gonna compare your little Ruth's Chris Steakhouse to Jean
I don't think we could.
Georges.
That
Well, I have a funny story about Ruth's
okay. They're
Chris.
not trash.
I
They're
have
not
a
trash, but I'm
really
saying
funny story about Ruth's
when you
Chris that
get
I'll
up
share
there
later.
in steak, if you want to talk about a good steak, you want to go to an Ocean Prime. Okay, Ocean
Okay,
Prime
so
got
so they're not all the same then.
it's dope.
Right. But like you see how all steakhouses aren't the same because, obviously there's levels
It's
to
like
it,
this.
right? Right. Okay. So when there's a $300 Wagyu,
Huh?
you get it and not the chicken. Yeah?
I get it.
I
I'm getting chicken. With
fix
the
it,
fries
Jesus.
too. On the mash. You feel me? If I feel a little spicy, I might get a little Sprite too.
A
And
Sprite
maybe
is
a
crazy
margarita.
work.
Maybe get a margarita at the end of the night.
Okay. I like a good
Okay?
margarita. How do you
I'm
like your
not but
margaritas, Kevin?
you are talking to somebody, right, that was in
Okay.
Vegas with you.
Right.
That got in and out every day.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So that's where you ran off to. You were going
Yeah.
in and out every single day.
Single day.
I
Every day.
That's crazy work. I'll tell
It's
you what though,
amazing. Yeah.
Las Vegas had the absolute worst taco I've ever had in my life.
I can believe it.
Those tacos were trash. I'm sorry to say it. Whatever taco spot we went to, if you remember
I
this
think
face, your tacos were trash.
y'all try to convince me to go
Hmm.
there and eat tacos. I said I already
Yep.
ate twice today.
If that's where you went, that's where you ate at the In and Out.
It was either Steak and Shake or In and Out.
Okay, first of all,
Mm,
that was the
hmm
priciest steak and shake I've ever been to in my entire life.
It was the best Steak and Shake that I've ever been
That,
to in
that,
my
that,
life.
that doesn't make any sense. Frisco melt and some fries is like $8 over here. What do you mean it's $25 in Vegas? But
Well, Vegas is expensive. You're
I
gonna pay
mean,
Vegas taxes.
okay, but like you won't get the steak. You know what?
Don't get
We're
the
gonna
steak.
leave you and your contradictions alone. Okay.
Yeah,
So
tomato, tomato.
what else did you get up to when you abandoned this in Vegas?
Hmm. I went to the dispensary.
Oh boy.
When
Okay.
me and my friend went to a dispensary, I had to check it out. It said it was the largest dispensary in the world.
I see. So I don't
Why
I
not
don't
go?
partake in the devil's lettuce. So you'll have to tell me how that
Okay,
was.
I don't either. But like, if I'm in Vegas, it's a sight to see.
Okay.
First
So
of all, but back when when I went to your bachelor party, it was still illegal, or it wasn't illegal, but you couldn't go to a dispensary unless you had a medical card.
I
So
see.
it's kind of dope for me to be able just to walk into a dispensary with no questions asked. All you need is an ID. You just walk in and purchase
Mhm.
what you want. And then they had like a little attraction where it's like it's a car inside of it, and it's kind of like you hotbox the truck. It's not real smoke, but it's like you take pictures and stuff. It's dope.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds
And then I
cool.
went to, and then I think me and you went. Did we go to the place with the secret doors and stuff? You go behind the refrigerator and you
Omega
can walk
Mart. Okay. So
Mega
let's
Mart,
let's talk about Omega Mart. So
Omega Mart.
for the uninitiated, Omega
Mm,
Mart is an art installation where it seems like a regular. Well, I say regular. It's like a old timey is probably the wrong word, but like an old school style like mom and pop like grocery store.
yeah,
But everything's like a little
yeah.
bit off.
But you can still buy stuff in the store, right?
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, you can
you can
definitely
still
still
buy
buy stuff and
you can buy the cereal in there, the sodas and all that.
but
Yeah.
you walk into the freezer, which is a weird
Mhm.
place to get started. I mean, I was trying to figure out what the whole deal was, but you walk into the freezer, and then all of a sudden, like it's this weird alien spaceship, and you have to go and
Mhm.
solve the mystery of what's really going on at the Omega Mart. I mean, as an interactive art installation, I've been to similar sort of things, but I mean, the
Yeah.
experience was really just unreal. 10 out of 10. Definitely, if you are in Vegas,
I'm a
go
10
and
I
visit
would
Omega
recommend.
Mart.
Yeah, definitely that. Definitely that. I would say it's more for kids because after you see everything, it kind of gets like you want to explore more stuff. But after
Right.
you've been there for a while, but it's definitely kids friendly.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
bring my son. I'll bring my son there. It's definitely like two
They've
split.
and they've got a lot of really cool like character actors that really help with the immersion of everything. The whole experience, I mean, should last you probably 2.5 hours. It's really cool, definitely worth experiencing. And the bar, oh my gosh! So they've got
Yeah, the bar.
so there is a bar not too far, like maybe you could walk there, you could see the inside of the Omega Mart from the bar. But the drinks that they had there were phenomenal. Speaking of which, Kevin, what is your drink of choice? What's your poison?
Tequila.
Okay, like so you're just gonna drink it just a red solo cup full of tequila, huh?
I say it's a margarita. What type of liquor? I like margaritas,
Okay.
strawberry, and it's original margaritas.
Okay, strawberry margarita.
If I feel a little bit away, if I feel, feeling myself, maybe a fish connection. But
Okay, so
that's
that's
about
that's
it.
that's quite a bit of ways from a strawberry margarita. Okay, so why a French
Yeah,
connection?
that's more. That's more. I say date night. I'm
Okay,
feeling myself.
so
It
you're
goes good with food.
okay, so you're gonna go on a date and you're gonna order a French connection.
Between that or margarita,
Okay,
yeah. How
okay.
about you? What is your choice?
I love a dirty martini.
Dirty martini. What kind?
hmm so I like it with vodka, not gin, because I don't
Uh,
like the taste of juniper beverage. But blue cheese olives
okay.
because I'm bougie like that.
Gee, I didn't know I'm not a big fan of olives. I've tried.
Really? So that actually brings up a really interesting point. So there's this theory that like if one person in a relationship doesn't like olives,
Hmm. Yeah.
there's the other person in the relationship that will eat those olives. And it's supposed to be
Okay.
like, like an indicator of a healthy relationship. Apparently the same thing goes for
Is it
pickles.
kind of like saying, if you don't finish a task, I will kind of thing? Is it one of those kind of situations?
I suppose so, because now that I think about it, like anytime my wife brings leftovers home, I'm gonna eat
Yeah.
them. So like
That's what it sounds like. It's like, if you're not going to finish your olives, I finish them for you. So it's kind of one of them things. It's like a give take situation.
that's
It's like,
really
it's like
interesting.
helping.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you always need when you with somebody. Someone that would like, whatever you slacking at, they pick
Mm.
up at. So if you don't like olives, I like olives. So I'm going to eat your olives. So.
Anyway,
Pause. Pause. Wait a minute. You got me there. You gotta think about that.
oh wow.
Pause. Hold on. Speaking of characters, right, in your bachelor party, I don't know. We was walking right past the
I
Eiffel Tower.
mm.
Oh, your friend got caught up with one of the performance.
Okay, so he's gonna kill us for telling the
So
story.
that was hilarious. Listen,
So
listen, listen. I didn't know. I thought he was all joking. All they wanted some money. Like, all right, we all have our laughs. We all joking around, laughing about it.
mm,
It turned into one of y'all took pictures of us. No, we didn't.
no, we didn't.
Unhand our homeboy. Unhand him.
So
Like for what?
to kind of expound on this, expand on the story a little bit.
Hmm.
We're walking through downtown Las Vegas, walking the strip, and there are
Yeah.
these three ladies. I believe it was three, maybe it was four,
It
dressed
was
as
two
no,
like
because
police officers.
there's at least a third because one of them had to be holding him there.
It was two because I'm gonna say how it was two. One was like one had him in behind his back. Was it three? Hold on, was it three? It could
I'm
have
pretty
been
sure
three.
it
All I know
definitely
is
is at least
it's a
three.
like don't get caught up in it. Don't take no videos, no pictures. It was a
Don't do
funny
it.
experience though.
But
All we wanted to take a
they
picture.
had him in handcuffs. Said again?
They had him in hand. Also, all I wanted to do was take a picture of the Eiffel Tower with us three in front of it.
Yep.
Because, we be in Paris.
Yep.
We be in Paris.
We were those dudes in Paris from that Kanye West song.
It was a good time, though.
Man.
I would definitely do it. I'd do it
What's
again, over and over again.
what's crazy is, I mean, yeah, it was my bachelor party, and like I said,
Mhm.
I couldn't pick a better group of people to like bring along with me. But like the entire time I was thinking, man, I'd love to bring my wife here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that would be dope. That'd be a dope. Because y'all two match each other energy when it comes to
Mm,
certain things like that. It's been times when I hung out with y'all too, and like it's been like just like one big like friend group.
right.
The energy was being matched 100%. I view her not just as another sister or another cousin. I view her as a not sister. I don't view her as another sister or cousin, but I view her as a friend too. You
Mm.
know, she's always been cool
She'd
and
say the
always
same about you.
someone dope. Always, you always have a way of like, picking good friends and people around you, man.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, you
Can't
do a
have
good
just
job.
anybody.
No, you can't.
No,
You can't. But Eric, I got a quick question for you.
I got an answer for you.
What's your favorite animal?
Mm. So there's two answers to this
Yeah.
for different reasons.
Okay.
But I guess so. I love bears and I love wolves.
Eric, why
All right,
bears?
because they're adorable.
Is that it?
And they're just so big and dumb, and I love them. And yes, that's
Is it
it.
maybe because of the comedy? Is it not because of the comedy place?
Well, that too. We'll talk about that later. Okay, that's definitely something we gotta talk about at some point. Man,
Is that why?
no, but I love that. Okay, we're gonna have to
Okay.
wait to tell that joke. Okay, so this comedian
Let's
told
see.
this absolutely crazy joke. One of these days we are gonna have to tell the bear joke, but we cannot do it today.
You got to set up a joke, just don't do that in the woods. You feel me? Just
Nope.
leave the bear alone.
But yeah,
I'm gonna say mine is a seahorse.
seahorse. Why?
Why not? They're different.
They are different. That's true. But okay,
They're very different.
but like, why though?
Who does like a seahorse?
Okay.
Like I
Well,
mean, it's one of the only animals I thought it was bigger than what he was until I went to the aquarium for one. Oh, a
yeah, they're not.
shark. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's it.
we for like a solid 3 months, like my
Mm-hmm.
wife had this kick where like all we would do was watch shark documentaries, and like I could rattle off like so many useless facts about sharks now. And like there really are
Mm-hmm.
such interesting creatures. I'm planning on going to Florida here at the end of the month for my birthday. I'd love to do like a dive encounter or something like that because they really are such interesting, beautiful creatures. We as a
Yeah.
species should do a lot better of a job, trying to protect them. Whale sharks, especially because like I don't know if you know this, but like they're just these big dumb idiots who are just hell bent on on bringing on their own destruction.
What do you mean by that?
So, like, for example, at the Georgia Aquarium, there was this one whale shark
Mm-hmm.
that like kept getting itself stuck between the enclosure and like the rocks that like the
Mm-hmm.
decorative rocks, and so like every couple of days, someone would have to come and like
And get them out. Or maybe
wedge
they're not
this
meant to
this
be in.
whale. I mean, they're not. These are huge. It's a miracle that the Georgia Aquarium is able to keep whale sharks in. But
Mm-hmm.
like they get a really big space. So for example, Georgia Aquarium, shout out to the Georgia Aquarium, they have the largest aquarium by volume of water in the world. So like if anybody's gonna be able to do anything like what they're able to achieve, it's gonna be the Georgia Aquarium. And they do a lot of
Of
really
course.
cool science stuff too. A friend of mine works there, she works with the penguins.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, we got to go backstage and see like all the geriatric penguins and stuff like that. And that's really cool. They're doing a lot of cutting edge science there that you wouldn't expect to see anywhere else.
That's dope. That's super dope, man. Even having a friend saying they work at the Georgia Aquarium is super.
Oh yeah, yeah. She got us passes and everything. One of these days, we're gonna have to go and
Well,
like do like
we have to go back to that garden.
the Atlanta Botanical Garden. Listen,
That, that garden is legendary, man.
if you're looking for something dope to do, go to the Atlanta Botanical Garden. Just
Go
walk
to
around.
the Atlantic Garden. Like they got so much to do. And then in the
Mhm.
summertime, they got all these lights and flowers and stuff. Like I did not expect that. When you told me we going there, I was like, for what? It's a garden. Why are we going to a garden?
I'll
I don't
tell you,
understand why are we going to a garden for? And then like we go to this beautiful, majestic place, and I'm
it's
like,
so great.
Why we didn't come here in the beginning? Let's go again. Let's go
Absolutely.
again. You understand? But yeah, man, you always bring me to new places.
I think.
Like that time. Go ahead.
Well, no, no. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like that club you went to,
Oh no.
not
Which
ours. What was it called?
opera?
Opera, but then the other one too.
Well, no, not quad.
Quad. There we go. Quad,
Okay.
man.
So quad
Like
used to have these like super crazy Tuesdays, right?
super crazy.
Man,
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't find a party in Atlanta anywhere else like you would on a random Tuesday night at Quad.
Mm-mm.
And I mean, the craziest things would just seem to happen. As a matter of fact, there's this one dude we met there. Seemed like a super chill guy. We're sitting there having a conversation. We're talking. Next thing you know, I end up looking him up. He's up for a Pornhub award. So like, yeah,
What? How do you
exactly.
so like y'all exchange information or something and
Well,
you
yeah, because
just
he
looked
seems
them
like a
up?
cool guy.
Oh, was it on Instagram? Like you just looked up on Instagram and just
No,
saying you was up for a poem.
no, he
Okay. I
he
mean,
wasn't
you never
shy
know.
about it.
You never know. Wow.
I
You just
mean,
never
obviously,
no, no,
obviously he wasn't shy.
you just never know who you gonna run into.
You just
No,
never
no,
know who you're
no, of
gonna run
course.
into. I mean, I definitely needed to wash my hands after shaking his hand, and realizing that. But
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's clean. I don't
I
know.
hope so.
He's always
Anyway,
just slanging, you feel me, for laying pipe.
hmm,
But yeah, and then we went to opera
where we saw Kill the
to
Noise,
that was a dope. I didn't expect that. Super
right?
dope.
We okay. So I mean,
And you
he's
walk
a
in
hell
there,
of a DJ.
the females in the cages and stuff. It's just
Hmm.
this big club, and we just all like, you know. And I was like, wow, I never been to an event like this.
Yeah,
So was that considered a concert or was it a club night? I've
all
considered it a concert
all
though.
of the
The
above.
way the way he had his sets, it was like,
Hmm.
wow, I didn't expect this. Every time I go out with you, I don't expect it. I'm like,
I mean, it's always a good time. There is no, I can't say there's no party like a Mojica party because certain people screwed that up. No diddy. Um,
tell me about it. So it was the opera night where I jumped your beamer though.
man, okay, so we're in this tiny little BMW Z.
Day three. And first of all, because you always have me driving.
I
We
do.
had no business.
Okay, I hate to drive.
Okay, that's fair enough, but we both tired.
Right.
Long night. We didn't come
So
at the club or the concert till like 3, 4 a.m.
right.
The vision is blurry a little bit. You know, I was Mr. Turn trying, and you gonna be like, you just jumped my beamer. It's like you felt
Right.
that?
So
Yeah.
Kevin misses the exit on the off ramp, so he's just skirting across like 3 lanes of traffic. All of a sudden, we're airborne, and I'm like, "Oh God, this is it!" And boom,
All I had at the
man,
time was you felt it?
he's
Yeah, I felt
yeah, I felt bad. You kidding me? It's a BMW Z3. We're only 4 inches off the ground.
it. And then we should just took turns driving. We should took
Mm-mm.
turns driving.
Man, I'm
Yeah.
surprised the suspension made it because
BMWs are strong car.
I look that German engineering. I'm telling you, that
So
was a crazy time.
yeah. See,
But
it's all y'all that had when I'm in town though.
mhm.
Like even when I was in LA, Aunt Tony had me drive her back home. I was like, why I gotta drive? I just want to chill. I just want to chill in the back seat.
Well,
I
yeah,
gotta
but
drive down.
when Tony
But my
Braxton
mom's the
tells you to
same way.
drive,
Yeah, she tell
you
you
drive.
just drive. That's a lot of pressure under you too. That's why I was like, I gotta drive you.
Hmm.
Okay. But the same thing with my mom. When my mom came in town, she was always a driver. She drove everybody around. They say that she was the best driver. So I'm gonna just take saying that I'm the best driver. So
Sure.
that's
I
cool.
mean, I'll take it because you know who's not the best driver? My mom.
She got better.
Better than who?
She got better.
Mm.
I didn't say she's the best driver, but she got better.
My mom is great at a lot of things. She really is. Driving is
Yeah, she got better.
not one of them. She's probably the worst driver I
Not
know.
okay. The worst driver you know is crazy. I never heard of Aunt Trina being in a car accident, so it's not that bad, right? Right? Am I
It's
wrong?
bad. It's bad. It's real, real, real bad. But she's good at other stuff, and we love her for it.
Yes, yes. But she got good at Am I freezing?
You are.
There we go. I'm froze.
Stop the presses.
Yes, on Trina. She's still a good driver. I never
Worst
heard of
driver.
her being.
No.
I never heard of her being in a car accident.
Right. Wow. Uh huh.
Yeah. So that's. I know when I drove with her, when we all drove with her to Florida, it was smooth. I wasn't scared. Can't be that bad, Eric.
Can't be that bad. Oh my god.
Yeah.
She's the worst driver. Listen, if you know that Yvette Braxton is on the road, you get off the roads.
Get off the
Don't do
road.
it. Get off the
So are you a good
roads.
driver? Are you a good driver there?
I'm better than she is, and that's all that counts.
Or are you a good driver?
Am I a good driver? That depends on who you
Yes.
ask.
I'm asking. I'm asking.
Right. So not depending on who's asking, but it depends on who you ask. If you ask me, well, I'd
Ooh.
say it depends on who you ask.
All right, so if I ask Kenzie, what would she say?
She would say
She
something.
would say yes. She would be like, would she say he can drive? If I say Eric's a good driver, would she say something like he can drive? You know?
Because I can.
Yeah, you can drive, but are you a good driver? She'll be like, I love him. It's okay,
And
Eric.
that's
I
and
just
that's
know.
all that matters.
I just know that I'm the driver when I'm in town. It's cool.
Thank
I like
God
driving.
for it.
Driving's fun. It's meditation to me.
Interesting.
That's why
I hate
when I was
driving.
doing, I love it. It's cool. It's like the perfect time to meditate. You're by yourself sometimes. You got the music playing, your podcast in your ear. You just relaxing.
Okay. What do you
I drove
listen to when you drive?
first. I was listening to one of my favorite like podcasters. It was New Royal Mall. And I was listening to Horrible Decisions. So
Horrible decisions.
two
Okay.
dope horrible decisions. But they're dope. Like the subjects they talk about is like it's like sexual education, kind of. It is. It is. Fuck it. It's
Ew.
literally called
What?
horrible. It's literally called horrible decisions. Like horrible decisions. It's dope. It's two females. They talk about stuff. You feel me? They got different guests they bring on, and they talk about certain things they do in New York, in Soho, New York, and stuff. It's pretty dope. And then New
Wait.
Royal Mall, huh?
What
What?
sort of things are they doing in Soho, New York?
I mean, they go to certain they go to certain parties and stuff. They participate in grown activities. Like sometimes a little bit swing here and there. A little bit of
No, thank you. This
it's
podcast
fun.
is not for me.
I mean, you never know. Listen, the
No,
funny
I
you
know.
tell.
I know.
Like they was talking about this one dude. I'm not talking about no. But they don't listen to New Royal Mall, right?
Okay.
And they're dope. Different topics, different music topics and stuff. They talk about like they brought quite a few like rappers and musicians and stuff. And this is a dope podcast. Of course, $1,000,000 Worth of Game. I like them. Have you heard of them?
I am not.
Wallow and what's the other cuz name? They bring on a lot of like rappers and stuff.
I see. Okay.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
one of the co-hosts, his son just passed away and from Philly.
Rest in
So
peace.
this still is dope. Wallow is like I won't say he's the main like host, but he gives a lot of like young kids, young rappers and stuff, good advice about like because he's in jail for like 20 years, so he goes
What do
by
you
his
do? Wait.
experience. I think it was a robbery that went wrong, so he spent like 20 years in
Well, first
jail.
of all, stop. Hold on. No. If
Yeah.
you're doing a robbery, if you're at a point in your life
hmm
where you're robbing someone, like things have already gone wrong.
I mean, if you don't know what position he was at that age that he got locked up at.
Right, but like at the same time, like if that's the case, things have gone wrong.
I mean, he's probably a kid. If he got 20
Oh,
years and he's still able to come out, and I think he's like in his 40s, so he had to be in his 20s. He's either 50s or 20s.
look, I've
So
done a
like
lot
he
of
was still
dumb stuff. I've done a lot of
okay.
dumb stuff, but like nothing's ever compelled me
Yeah,
to rob somebody.
you just never know what position someone's in. And then they lived in Philly. Philly is like it's like top five worst cities to live in, like of crime rates. You don't know what position you're gonna be in when you in that kind of probably struggling place. You feel me? Like you just gonna be put in a position. It's not a good position, but to
Mm,
do something like that, like it's people
I'm
like
not.
in Chicago, people in Baltimore, it's people in a lot of cities that commit murders because they're hired to do it, and that's just because the company they have around them and how they grew up, it's okay to do it. I ain't saying it's right. I don't think it's wrong. That's just the nature of the beast when you're in that kind of community.
Make better friends is the moral of the story there.
I mean, yeah, make friends. But the other thing is, he learned from his mistakes. He spent 20 years in jail or prison.
Yeah.
He came
Look,
out.
If you
Great
spend 20
podcast.
years in the clink and you don't learn anything, like, they gotta put you back. You're not done baking yet.
Actually, it was this guy. He's on TikTok. His name is Trey Riggs, and he
Mm-hmm.
made like a TikTok about that, and it was like pretty much the dude, his friend that got out of jail did like 7 years, and he was like, "I've been waiting 7 years so I can do it right." He was like, "I'm gonna go back and try again. I'm gonna finally get this dude." And Trey Riggs was like, "You did 7 years. You did take the 7 years to learn your lesson." He said, "Only thing I learned, only thing I learned
Wait!
is how to do it right."
No,
He was like, you ain't go there and pick up a legend. He said, no, I'm coming out to pick up a gun.
no!
Yo, Trey, we heard of Trey Reyes. He's funny. He's funny as heck. He's funny. Because the stuff he be saying is relatable. You know,
Okay, nope, I can't relate to that, but.
he got this one character. It's like the red shirt, and he
Mm-hmm.
just starts trouble for no reason.
Okay, I can
There's
relate to
no
that.
reason. Yeah,
As a
he be
troublemaker
like,
myself.
he was like, someone like, is there a problem? He was like, I don't know, is there? He was like, I don't know. Is there a problem? Like, if it is,
I know
how
this
you gonna
character.
solve
Okay.
it? How you gonna solve it? Solve what? And then he like, why your hand move? And then he punches him in the skin. You know, it's just hilarious,
Mm-hmm.
Joe. Trey Riggs is definitely like top five of my favorite TikTok creators,
Okay. So
just
let's talk
because,
about that.
yeah,
The TikTok ban.
we got extended 75 days, right?
Well, yes, but like, why are we banning TikTok in the first place? What's going on? I mean, what's really going on here?
I mean, back when it had, I think it's government controlled now, but back when it was definitely showing us behind the scenes, like America wasn't getting from the news outlets. So it was showing us like the war between Ukraine and Russia. It was showing us like different like cultures in like China and Japan or like India and stuff. A lot of stuff that was taking place around the world. So I think we're so censored sometimes in the US. It was some things that got told to us in the US that got like now it's more accessible now from TikTok because it was such an open source.
Do you feel like that happened because of TikTok? I feel like that might have happened anyway.
With what? Because isn't
So
to me, I feel like a lot of social medias is censored.
yes, but there's
Yeah.
so many great social media outlets that are out there that allow you to connect with people all around the world. So I recently joined Blue Sky,
I heard of that.
which so it's like Twitter, but like before you know who got his hands in it.
You know who?
And so I don't know, it's
Hmm.
nice to, not get the racist echo chamber that Twitter, or I guess X now, has become, you know?
Well, X is pretty much a free for all. You can say and do what you
You can
want.
say do whatever.
I just know I can't open up my Twitter in public no more. So there's that. I just leave it in my pocket. I don't open the
Well,
app
first
up.
of all,
If you know, you know.
who do you follow? I don't want to know.
If
It's
you know,
okay.
if you know, if I'm just saying, if you know, you know. If you know, you
Okay.
know.
Well, then
Just don't, just don't
I'm
open
glad I don't know.
just don't open my Twitter in public. That's all I gotta
You know
say.
what?
Just don't do it.
I
I don't
promise I
recommend
won't.
it. I did it by mistake one time in front of my father, and all he said was really Kevin. I said, listen, Dad, it's not like that. It's Twitter. It's just Twitter. It's my fault. Just
Wait.
know it was a male giving a female massage. That's all I gotta say. And it wasn't a back massage either. So I had to apologize for that interaction. I felt
You should
bad because
apologize for me for hearing about it. What's going on?
well, I had to tell somebody about it.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just don't open my Twitter in public. Just don't do it. Leave it
You know what?
alone.
You know what? All right.
You know what? You know what?
What?
So I was reading an article, right?
Okay.
Reading an article,
Mm-hmm.
and I've learned that Antarctica is the biggest desert in the world.
Okay.
Now I was like, huh, that's amazing. I didn't know it could be a desert, but it's right. I googled it, did my research, asked a few people about it, and it's the biggest desert, yo.
Okay. Congratulations to Antarctica for
And
apparently being the biggest desert in the world.
then the second one is a Sierra. So you agree
Okay.
it's a desert, right? You want
I
to
mean,
agree on that one?
I suppose so.
I suppose so too.
If you're looking
When,
for a
when
fight, you won't find one here.
I want to find one, not today.
Not today. Nope. It's Mojica month.
It is. You got to be there in
It's
a few.
Yep. So as it is Mojica month, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Got anything planned?
Do I have anything planned? So, like I said, I think we're gonna go to Florida and try and
Mm-hmm.
dive with some sharks.
That seems dope. What part of Florida?
We're not entirely sure yet. Um, Definitely somewhere like up on the Panhandle, just because that's where all most of the activity and stuff like that is. We're just gonna go hang out, take the dogs to see the ocean.
Bringing the dogs too?
Mm-hmm.
So what part of Florida is that?
So like the Gulf side of Florida.
So like I don't really know Florida too well. So it's like Fort Lauderdale, Miami. Is it what
So
part?
like so I'm thinking
Orlando? I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure where I want to be yet. I'm thinking maybe Destin, maybe Panama City, maybe
Okay.
somewhere around that area.
Florida's beautiful. Only been
It
a
really is.
handful of times. But I never seen the beaches, so
They got some nice beaches.
I heard
There's
it's
some nice beaches. Some of their beaches are,
yep. So
but some of the beaches are really nice.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. That's dope, man. That's dope. You deserve it.
Thank you.
100% deserve it.
Tell you what, I'd love to
100%
go
deserve
back
it.
to Hawaii.
I bet it's nice there.
Oh my
How's the weather?
God, it's unreal. It really is. It's like being in another world.
Is it
It's
warm
just
there? Is it like just a,
Yeah, I mean it's temperate, you know? It's not super hot, it's not super cold. You're not gonna burn up, you're not gonna freeze. There's wild chickens just everywhere.
wild chickens? I've never seen a wild chicken.
And there are these
Accent.
scrawny little things.
Yeah,
hmm
I've never seen a wild cow before. It was a question that can ask me about a wild cow. Have I seen one? Never seen one.
So
Kind of dope to see
cows
chicken.
are pretty much all domesticated. I mean, there's wild cattle,
Right.
but like that's usually like the term to describe like like a herd of like buffalo or something like that. You'll find wild buffalo, but
Definitely will.
like cows and stuff like that, that's really just more of a domestic, sort of utility sort of animal. It doesn't really exist anymore because that's just not how we've made them to be.
Yeah. Well, why
But
not
I
though?
mean,
You know why? Is this
why?
because it's just how nature is?
It's just not a thing. We domesticated the cattle, therefore they're all
Yeah.
domestic. We're not going to see any wild.
One, they wasn't domesticated, so it had to be like did we just make it that way? So we just took all the cows and
Yeah,
domesticated them.
it's like the same way you're not going to find a wild Pomeranian.
But you will find, isn't a Pomeranian close to like a wolf?
Not in the slightest.
Not in the slightest.
Nope, they're probably the furthest thing you can get
Hold
from a
on,
wolf, actually.
hold on. I got husky and Pomeranian mixed up.
Even then, those are very different.
Huskies are like, but Huskies, you feel me, are like wolves, yo, aren't they?
Nope.
They're close.
You ever pet a
I've
wolf,
seen,
Kevin?
never have. I don't plan on doing it.
It's pretty cool, but like wolves are really shy.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you pet a wolf?
hmm
What position was you in to pet a wolf, yo? In the woods, a
No,
friend's house,
no. There
zoo,
there are there are wolf
petting zoo?
sanctuaries,
It is? Okay.
so like
Never
you
heard
can
of that
go and you can
before.
pet wolves and you can learn about them and stuff like that. It's a really cool experience. So like, but wolves are really shy. They don't want to look you in the eye or anything like that. But at least the domesticated wolves in these wolf sanctuaries, they love to be pet. They're just really shy and awkward about it.
I'll be like big babies.
hmm
Because I heard they're like huge. Like on 2 feet, they're 7 foot tall.
Yeah, they're massive. Wolves are always bigger than you would think,
Mm-hmm.
but like slightly smaller than you expect, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of wolves and dogs and the like, for anybody listening, if you're thinking about adopting a Dalmatian, just don't.
No. Okay. I know he's adorable though.
He's so
I
cute.
like him.
Baxter is so cute, but he's an asshole.
Yeah. But
No,
he's your asshole though. So that's what makes
I
it great.
guess with all the money that we spent on him, I just
Yeah. Oh, he's not that bad.
he's that bad.
I can't wait to see him. He's not that bad.
Take him with you. Look,
Where?
anywhere. Just
Where? I'll take him down the street.
and then on the plane and then back home to Maryland.
I don't know. But the playing part, I'll leave it up to you. That's all you, Eric. Like that's the
Mm-mm.
fun part about this.
You can
I take the dog to walk, but if you want to take him across, the states or like, to another state, be my friend. It's all you. Or we could swap. That baby Kevin, you can have baby Kevin for a week.
I'll
I
keep
have to have
Baxter.
back.
And I love baby Kevin. I'll keep Baxter though.
You love baby Kevin?
Uh-huh.
He's self-efficient. He's just
Sure.
hungry a lot and asks a lot of questions and plays Fortnite, you know.
See, and I love you. I love little nephew and all of that, but like I don't want my own kids.
But I know it's gonna get better though. The more you work with Baxter and stuff, it's gonna get better. He's a baby
I
still.
yeah,
He's still learning his ways.
he's 7 months old,
Yeah, so he's still a
and so
puppy.
we've started
He's
taking
just
him
a
to the
big puppy.
dog park,
Mm-hmm.
and like he likes to pick, like play fights, of course, but like he likes to pick fights with like the dogs at the park, and we go to like the big dog side of the dog park. So there's a lot of like
Mm.
really big dogs that go to the park, and so he likes to go and pick fights with them and all of that, and he just. It's so disheartening to see him just get flipped and tossed around like freaking rag doll.
He gets flipped. I mean, isn't he still small?
Well, I mean, he's relatively. I mean, he's large for his age because he's what? Uh, he's 7 months and he's probably just under 50 pounds.
That's still pretty big. This for
He's
being
good,
7 months.
right? And he's about half the size that he's going to be.
Okay.
So yeah, he's
So
going to be a
I
big
would
dog.
age he's gonna get to fully grown.
He'll probably like officially be done growing at around 1.5, 2.
1.5, 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Cause like your other two dogs, right? It's like what
Mm-hmm.
around 100
Yeah, Kent's about 100 pounds. Maple is about 60.
or 60. Okay, that's
Yeah.
she's small.
No,
It's not
no,
bad at all, yo.
she's mighty.
I mean, she's a sweetheart to me.
Yeah, of course, but like it's different when like there's people around
Stranger,
versus like, when she's snatching birds out of the sky.
that is crazy.
It's terrifying. Cuz like what'll happen is like you'll take her out,
Mhm.
have her on the leash, and she'll just get real still and kind of start to sit down. And all of a sudden there's nothing you could do to break her focus. Like she's just laser focused. And then all of a sudden the moment that bird takes off, she'll find like the perfect apex to and just leap and snatch, and it's unreal. I don't know what kind of math she's doing in her head or what, but oh my god,
Great dog, great
love her to
puppy.
death. But oh my gosh, so
I
the
miss my
issue with
Duke
Maple,
though. Yeah,
also yes, shout out to Duke, we miss you, sweet boy. If you want,
yes.
we will trade you for Baxter all day, every day.
Or who?
Hmm.
For Duke? For
Yep.
Duke? They can meet. I can babysit for like a couple of hours.
Couple days,
You
you
know,
got it.
5 hours.
Couple
I
years.
can I can I can date I can date while you and Kenzie is at on a hot date. That's great. I can do that for you. Open just for you all day,
All year. Thank you, cousin. Anyway.
all year. How about this? I will babysit all year. For you. But like I won't be there. You you and Kizzy will. I would just call. I just call in for you every day, all year, guaranteed. FaceTime.
That's messed up.
But is it?
Yeah.
Is it really? You do the
Mm-hmm.
same for me. You'll babysit Kevin. Oh yeah, but you won't be there. It'd be me, and you would just call. You know, and then what? I ship him off to
That's it.
you. He'd be at your front
Mm,
step. You can't send him back. He's babysitting your
I'm
front
sending
step.
him back. I'm sending him back.
You can't send him back. You have to keep him. It's your nephew.
First class mail.
I would just change my number, and then you got to keep him. I'm gonna call you back and be like, listen, he's George for like a day or two.
Nope. We're shipping him back. First class mail. I'll buy the stamps.
It'll be a weekend too, so you have your off weekends, right? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Send him back for
Absolutely not.
Sunday. On Monday.
No. No.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
yeah. That's what big uncle's for.
For sending him
You
back
feel
to his
me?
dad.
Jesus Christ, man.
You know
Jesus
what?
Christ. What?
You ship your son off to me. He's gonna come home learning a whole bunch of new swear words.
That's his nail.
It'll
Sure
be
does.
worse.
I don't know. I hear him like Kevin, watch your mouth, yo. Like, come on, because he be on Roblox and like Fortnite and stuff. So he plays with his cousins too. So I was playing Fortnite with him the other day. He didn't think I heard him. He was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Don't." He's like, "Fuck, don't kill my dad." I was like, "Kevin, relax. Come on, man."
I mean, sometimes it's that serious.
Like he turned 7 in a week and a
Mm-hmm.
half. Like he's really heavy in the gaming and stuff. He loves his Fortnite, his Roblox, and he plays GTA sometimes a little bit. It's monitored.
Okay, okay. 7-year-olds
Hmm.
shouldn't be playing Grand Theft Auto.
It's just a new day and age, though.
No, no, not
Yeah,
really.
I mean I agree. Actually, it was a kid that was not too far from, where I'm at. They found a 357 in the kid's backpack, and the gun went off in the school, in elementary school.
What? Why? Huh?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. These kids different nowadays.
Are they?
It's a kid bringing a gun to school.
There are kids that brought guns to school. They just weren't dumb enough to get caught. But also, like, don't bring guns to school, kids.
Don't bring guns. But if you, I can't say if you have to. It's so much stuff going on with school shootings. I don't recommend it. 10 to 10, don't recommend.
Nope.
At all. But Eric,
Yes.
second week you be on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a special announcement this week.
We
For
do.
next week.
We do have a special announcement for next week, and I'm so excited.
Are you? I know. It's gonna be super dope these next couple of weeks, man.
Absolutely.
You want to say that now? You want to wait? You want to wait? You want to let it cook a little bit?
Let's
You
let
want
it
to say
cook a
it now?
little bit. Let me cook.
Okay, I agree. Yeah,
Now,
because I didn't expect this, but when we talked about it, I was like, listen, I think that would be a dope idea. I think this what we got going on is gonna be super dope.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm
So,
excited.
big
Super
announcements
excited. Yeah,
coming soon. In the
coming real
meantime,
soon. Yeah.
I do want to, because we are on the topic of gaming, I do want to take some time to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart that hopefully we can
All
get
right,
you
talk about
involved
it.
in.
Talk about it.
Dungeons and Dragons.
I heard of that game. I heard of
Okay.
it.
So for the
Actually, I heard
uninitiated,
it's a long game that you have to be really
yeah.
focused on. It's not one of them kind of like board games. I won't really call it a board game.
Mm-hmm.
I would classify it as more of an MMO, but it's not like online.
Right.
But it's one of those games. It's patience, communication.
Yeah.
So talk more about it.
So I've got a group that I play with probably I think we play every week. And I mean it's so much more than just, a bunch of nerds getting together, wearing robes, rolling dice and yelling at each other.
So you dress up.
No, no. Sometimes. But like, all right, but like
I know it is. And it's part of the game from my little
right.
research when I
You
heard of it
know,
the first time. It's part of the game. You get
it's
into
all about the
character,
immersion. Exactly,
You get into
And like
character when you play.
and it scratches my actor brain to be
Mm-hmm.
able to just kind of dive into a character and like explore like an untapped facet of my psyche and like to try to like okay so what would I do if I was like this
Right.
placed in this scenario with these parameters and it's so great of a tool for bonding for team building for I mean sometimes it's therapy there's so much that goes into Dungeons and Dragons and I mean there's so many great games that have come about because of Dungeons and Dragons, one of which of course is a game that you played for a while like RuneScape.
Yep. Yes. I still play it till today. Till this day,
I
I still
mean
play it.
yeah, I mean there's a lot of RuneScape that's just straight up borrowed from D&D.
I get
I
the
feel like you'd
concept,
have a
though.
great time. Yeah, honestly, you'd really, really, really enjoy it. It's a lot of
Yeah. I mean,
fun, especially if you can get a group of people to
a
get
game like
together and
that that's
play.
been out for that long, it's a
Oh
reason
yeah.
why. Same thing with RuneScape, it's going on, I think, almost 30 years with RuneScape. No, since 99 or 97.
Mm-hmm.
It's been years it's been out. Like I said, I still play it. I'm almost 30 years old and I still play that game.
Oh yeah.
So super dope, and I'm glad you have a friend group that you play with, the
Mm-hmm.
game with Dungeons and Dragons. That's super dope, man. And I know you say it's like your therapy because we all need that.
Oh
Just
yeah.
go to a friend's house and just have that like a guys' night, or even if it's a couple of females there, it's a good friend
Mm-hmm.
group. Y'all just all have a good time throughout the night.
I tell you what, there's
So
nothing better than having a couple shots and pretending you're an orc for a little bit.
work
An orc. I've never
and
played an
work.
orc, but like I'd assume it's a good time.
Okay, okay. I bet. Not mad at it at all.
But yeah, one of these days we're gonna have to get you to play.
Once I learn more about it, I'm definitely gonna tap in with you and play.
Sure. Heck yeah. But in the meantime, I feel like this would probably be a good idea to wrap things up for this week.
Of course, Eric. Yo, it's been a great time, man. Good time
Always a
talking to
great
you.
time.
Like I said, major news for this week.
Major
I
news
can't
coming
wait.
soon.
Coming soon. It's coming real soon, man. Like I said, this week we going to say us the special news and stuff. Eric, it's been a pleasure, man.
Likewise.
I appreciate you. Appreciate this pod with you, man.
Always.
This has been Kevin and Friends, yo. We're gonna see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.